Hi Leo, and welcome to my channel, The Guided Intuitive, and thank you so much for being here. So, this is my third time doing your video, okay? So is there something that might have to do creatively with communication that's going to be necessary? Just bringing that up because, oh my gosh, you guys, I feel there's absence of something. Something is kept apart, something's not being communicated. Anyway, I'm just saying that just going to start off with, but we're going to get into that and see what it is. It's going to be you and that other person or that other side of a situation for some of you that might not have a particular person in mind, that type of thing, okay? Now, this is going to be for all Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as your Venus signs. And do keep in mind that this is a general read. Okay, so I'll be tapping into lots of different energies. If you'd like a personal read to tap into your own personal energies, then go to theguidedintuitive.com up here or in my description box below, and we'll get you set up over there. All right. I do want to thank all of you that have ordered the Beyond the Read sessions. I do want to thank you for that. What we've been doing is really uprooting, things that have been in a lot of others' lives, and it happens with all of us. We've got something that might be standing in the way of a certain relationship or a pattern that seems to be repeating itself time after time again, and the only thing that's changing are just the characters, right? It's the same situation, right? So it's about looking deeply into that and determining what that is that might need to be eliminated, right? And there is a rapid change session that I have called Beyond the Read that you'll see up here and also my description box below that assist with that, uprooting shame, uprooting guilt, sadness, that type of thing. That might be a continuous process stemming from something that keeps getting in the way time after time. So if you want to be unbridled into really live the life that you deserve and have the relationship that you desire and have that purposeful life and more energy and ease in terms of your journey, then do check that out. I do know that some of you might not be sure what would work best for you, if it would be a read, if it would be a accountability, spiritual coaching sessions or package, or if it's actually going to be the Beyond the Read session first. Whatever that case may be, if you're not sure, book my discovery session up here or in my description box below. That is complimentary with me, and that allows me to have a few minutes with you to talk about your own personal situation and see what would be best for you in that process so you can feel just much better. And it's good to clear this out prior to the holidays too, so you can really take off for that new year, right? So there's something about the 2020 that's coming up, right? It'll be quite exciting. So let's see what's in store for you here. Now, what we're going to start with is the current situation and what that looks like, and we'll be using a plethora of decks here, so we're going to do that. So let's go ahead and do this. This is where you're at right now. Where are you at right now, Leo? Where are you at? I'm a Leo rising, so I'm interested to see what wants to pop up, okay, too, all right? Here you're at. Oh my gosh, oh gosh. I think, Gemini, I think, got this too, so do check out your moon rising and your Venus signs as well. What I got is friction here, guys. We're going to get rid of this, okay? So, kind of just like I've mentioned, if you're having a lot of friction in your life, it could be stemming from something in particular, and that's kind of what the accountability in spiritual coaching has puts into play. So again, if you're interested, just go up there. But this is really, I got to tell you, this is about something that is really causing you some sort of difficulty. It's like something keeps coming up time after time again, and it's like, not again. Or man, so that's exactly what I'm seeing there. It could be in the relationship or in the situation, okay? And that's exactly what I see there. So, and a lot of times we can learn, from others. When we learn about ourselves when we get into these types of situations. I call them opportunities. Is what does this situation that I have in front of me this dilemma, what is this opportunity telling me, or what is the situation telling me, and what does it give me an opportunity to do, to transmute into something or to realize something. Okay, so that's what the interesting thing. So that's exactly what I get. So there's some sort of friction that is really causing you some sort of angst at this time. And this is basically saying is that if you are in a situation with someone in this moment, their words might be hard to handle. And it could mean that you've just listened to the person's tone. Let me back up here. Don't listen to their tone. respond to their words, okay? Because a lot of times their tone might be energized in a way of something that has charged them from, whatever previous circumstances or past situations, and that might be the case too. So if you're in a situation where this is happening, just answer a question with a lot more questions, before you respond, and really just pull back your emotions in the situation, because when you jump in, you become like them, okay? And what you want to do is to have bring less charge to the situation, okay? It's kind of like, yes, I can see that point of view, yes, I can see that side. Yeah, and that makes sense, and to really listen to that out, because what it does is diffuses the situation and it brings it to a very neutral ground, so there's not this combative back and forth, right? Because that just escalates things, right? And the energy escalates. So really listen to and find out the information that you need to in this relationship, in this situation, whether it's work, whether it's a person. It wants you to ask more questions, okay? More questions, okay? Really ask more questions, and really don't partake in getting worn down by any particular argument. Okay, does that make sense? That's what I am trying to save, is the energy loss and the energy, and that's really to transmute it, is about neutralizing it, and you neutralizing it, all in the fact of just, getting more data, asking more questions, and really even, you might not always agree with the other side, but it's always useful to get another person's option, another's opinion. But it doesn't mean you have to have someone wear you down. It doesn't mean you need to be present for that to take place. It could be that you need more data first, and that's exactly what I'm seeing. So if you've got an abrasive personality that's coming to you like that, that's really what this is saying. Just pull back your emotions, swing them back. Think of it a movie that's going in reverse, right? And what you want to do is let the truth reveal itself, okay, in this situation, all right? And that's all this is saying, okay? Softening the argument with having kindness, having compassion, having respect, and ask some questions in regards to this engagement, in terms of this, engaging with this person, okay? Just what I'm saying. I'm just thinking that for some of you that might take place. So note your comments below, but that's what I see coming through. Let's go ahead and pull some tarot, and let's see what wants to clarify this one here. Where you're at right now, there is some friction, okay? Hierophant. Okay, so maybe you're getting some higher spiritual guidance, okay? Whether it be, from someone else, you're being a student in terms of learning this, or you're teaching someone else, okay? Very much well could be the case. So maybe there's friction in terms of a marriage. Could very much well be the case as well. And just keep that in mind, because the Hierophant is a major arcana card, okay? And when I see this, it just tells me, hey, that this is about some sort of belief system that someone might have. Maybe that needs to be transformed, or maybe that's changing, or maybe it's some sort of tradition of some sort. So that could be the case as well too. But whatever it is, I mean, what's interesting is that this is a 5 card, right? And so the 5s to me talk about change, okay? So in order to neutralize or change the situation, heed to what we talked about over here, okay? So sorry for the glare there, guys. So let's continue this and see about what the potential challenges are. What are the potential challenges in this situation? Let's see what that is. In fact, just before I go do that, let's talk about where this other person is right now. Let's do that first. Talk about where this other person is right now, or this situation, other side is right now. Where are they at? Wow. It's interesting. They're being requested to listen more, okay? And that common thing goes, we've got 2 ears in 1 mouth, right? So this is just talking about, hey, really listening to get the bigger, broader view of the situation. Because you can take a tiny seashell, which is just a fraction of what the ocean, it has. You've got the sand, you've got the water, you've got all the different animals in there, and then you take a seashell, put it to you, and you could hear the ocean, and you could hear a lot more than you ever thought that you could. It's very expansive. So I think this person can be expanded if they take in and they listen more, and then they do speak, and that's what's happening here. So this is asking the other person on this side to listen a lot more for the situation in order to find the path of least resistance in this situation. If you guys can kind of see that card. And again, sorry for the glare there. But yeah, it's going to lead to a clear path. Okay. So really being attentive and listening is going to be key. All right. I'm going to pull another card for the tarot on this. Listen for them, where they're at right now. Let's pull it. What is it? King of Swords. Wow. Okay. So you might be dealing with a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. This person here, this is about communication, right? All that blue is that throat chakra, whatever shape or form that falls into. And then you've got the passion, you've got the red there, is there. But this is someone who has a lot of authorities, very clear thinking and very intellectual, right? And he's got a straight face on. So there's it's really kind of, that's what it is. There is some confidence in here, and I think that they, generally like to act within love, the green that's listed below where the feet are. But I really feel that, this person is speaking with confidence, okay? Really, really important. And they are wearing a purple cloak, which is making me, which is clarifying to me that they do have a higher spiritual guidance as well. But they are being marked by the air energy. And again, this is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. You might be dealing with someone that's like that, who will just kind of cut things out and think only in the mind, okay? So it could very much will be the case. Someone's taking on that energy right now if they're not within that sign. And that's what I see here. Let's go and take a look at what the potential challenges are. If we haven't covered that already, right? We'll go back over to your side here. What are the potential challenges? Well, actually, let's take a look at the potential challenges in the situation overall. This will be for both of you. Potential challenges overall. Okay, this is interesting. This is to put things in context for you both. To transform the situation, which we've got the dragonfly there that talks about maturity, mental clarity, transformation, right? It's giving you wings to fly in communication, right? And what this is talking about is that for order growth to move forward, to order to have that groundedness approach of the root chakra, kind of a little bit of that red there. This is have passionate, grounded communication that can transform. And it's giving you wings to fly. What's interesting is that the challenges is just to put things in context. And we've already covered that for you. And this other person is very thinking in the mind, right? So that's what's kind of taking place over there, and that they need to listen a little bit more. Perhaps they weren't, and they're recognizing that, okay? But putting things in context is going to be key. What else is going to help? I'm actually going to pull what I think is appropriate peace cards because of the situation here, okay? I'm going to pull in context. The challenge is putting things in context, not getting upset with each other maybe or the situation by one comment here and one comment here. Really look at the broader picture, right? Just like when we talked about this other person on this side, is looking at the broader situation and not just the seashell, and to be able to listen with twice as much as they would speak. Okay, so that's what I see kind of coming through. Okay, so let's see what wants to be clarified in terms of context. Putting things in context and not running away with one small comment and thinking that's the whole thing, right? It's really putting the pieces together, all right? And that's why asking questions on your side is so much better. Context, what else wants to come through? Wow. Okay, so this is about taking action. Taking action for both of you in order to solve the situation can really bring a beautiful, beautiful opportunity to really help you in the relationship or the situation flourish, right? So action is going to be key, okay? So once things are put in context, it's about, definitely taking action, okay? So, this is about don't gamble on your future, act now and without delay. So this is about peace is not just being passive and just letting things go, okay? That's not what peace is. It's a longing. It's a type of active pursuit that, especially in a long-term situation, it's saying peace does not really wait for better days. It really just, it walks, up against, justice, right? And that's what the card talks about here. So it really supports, it nurtures and it cares, okay? So maybe acting in peace, okay? But definitely taking action is going to be also very, very key, okay? Loving this opportunity, nurturing this, and tending to the life, or or the situation, or attending to a lover, that type of thing. So it's all about action makes perfect. Noble intentions, act for peace, and act for a good life. So if you want quiet peace, it's time to claim it, and it's time to really offer that in terms of all in terms of your situation. So taking action for peace, and then anything else that wants to come through for that. It's interesting. Just so interesting. Wow. Put that here, put this over here. Okay, cool. All right, so let's see what else wants to come through. Okay, let's see any challenges on the action side. Yeah, you know what I got, guys? This is what I got for the action here, that something's coming to an end, okay? And you know what? Sometimes you have to let things fall for it to actually be able to build a stronger foundation. Sometimes one has to let things end. And I always look at this as being a good thing, because if it was meant to work out the first time, then and the learnings would have been there. But there was something for both of you, or both sides, to learn in this situation. And I think that now that's what's coming into play. Let me call what's after the tower. So what's coming into play is really to put things in context and just let things come, let things reveal itself. Something came to an end, right? And being the King of Wands in the process. So this is Gemini, Libra, or this is actually Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. This is good. This is actually the King of Wands. So what this tells me is that at this particular time, that you've got that authority, you have that vision and that entrepreneur to make a change. Okay, so you're focusing perhaps on that, Leo, right now, as I really feel that you are kind of standing on your own authority, and you're becoming, you're just very exuberant, you're full of vibrancy. And I just feel that you're that visionary and that entrepreneur and doing what it is that you need to do. I think that's more you. And that's what I see here. Yeah. And then there's this new beginning. It could be Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces coming in, offering a cup of love. So it could be that you might have another opportunity in this situation or in this relationship. Let's continue, and let's go through to your strengths. What are your strengths? Let's see what that is. What are your strengths, Leo, in this process? Okay, what are your strengths? Here it is. Wow. Time. Giving yourself the time that you need to maybe there's things that you need to revisit that are unconsciously, as it pertains to you as a child, that are kind of referring back to things as a child. And this is saying now in your new adult self. Let me do this if I can point this out here. Let me see this here. Okay, so here's what I want to say is that your unconsciousness, kind of with the moon here, it might have to do with how things were as a child. And now, as you've been raised as an adult self, right? You feel that you've got the capabilities at this particular time to make a change and see the light of the situation. And it's making you smile to see this light and know you can make changes to this. And you've got it in your hands. So it's kind of like you have everything within your hands to do what it is that you need to do, okay? And this is about having this unresolved, that inner resolve, and that hell-bent faith that you don't know how it's going to turn out, but you've got to focus on the light, and this is going to be what's necessary in this relationship or in this situation. That time, there's no rush in this, okay? You're not comparing yourself to another person, someone, or something. This is saying take the time that you need to, okay? To nourish yourself and to uncover these things and have this sense of calmness, right? So you're taking the time necessary after this, right, to really establish yourself and get set. And I think this is quite beautiful here. So your strength is giving it time, okay? So this is nice. I like to see this. What do the soul trees have to say about this in terms of giving yourself time? What is it? Anything it wants to clarify here? Yeah, the time is needed to observe something. So this is going to allow you to observe the situation without the angst, without the friction, right? And all of that. So this is allowing you to observe this. And what's going to happen is this is going to allow better communication, right? All this blue chakra is just that throat chakra there. And this allows for better communication. And then, of course, clarity, right? So taking the time to observe things, right? To observe the situation at hand so you can move forward on a much better way, okay? So yeah, really look beyond the surface and gain insight and a lot more understanding. That way you can kind of study the situation, uncover, and discover, okay? That's how I see it. So let's go ahead and talk about the near future. What's the near future for you? What does that look like? Near future, what is that? Near future is this, unity. Well, you're coming together, and I think this is in your own world, but coming together for the betterment of the world. And this could be just unity, two people coming together, two sides coming together for something that's a greater good between both of you, okay? So really coming together, it's unity, which is really quite beautiful. So I like to see that. That's really beautiful. And it could be having to do with the spiritual realm. It could be someone that you deal with that has that same philosophy even of life as well. But yeah, that's what I see here. How interesting. Yeah, so you've got the globe here, you've got the universe. You know what's so beautiful is that it's like she's got wings around her, right? So it's coming together and coming together for the greater good brings some sort of unity, okay? And that's exactly what I see here. This is beautiful. So this is about seeing your value in you. It gives you wings, and also seeing the value, you know, in others, right? And your ability is what's happening right now. You are like, you have this refusal to accept anything less than equal footing for both you and your partner, or you and the situation. Note your comments below, guys, but I like to see it. That's what I see coming through here. Yeah. So this is about empowerment being a better strategy than someone being in power, okay? Empowering each other, okay? So that's what's happening in the near future, and that's what I see here, which is quite beautiful. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot, actually. This is really cool. So that's what this is saying in the near future. What's your suggested approach in the process? Suggested approach, what is that? Repetition. Wow. Suggested approach is not to repeat the same patterns that have happened before that caused you the anguish that you see up there, right, on the corner. You know, time after time again with the moon phases below. It's like running like wild horses through your mind and stampeding on your mind, that of which is the unconsciousness. So what this is telling you is that, you know, to rid of any repeating patterns, you know, again, the discovery session is going to be key for this to kind of see if that would help you. But this is saying rid of any sort of repeating pattern that seems to be happening time and time again and causing you angst, right? And so the suggested approach is not to repeat this. What's going to help you in this process in that? I'm going to create a peace card because it seems like more peace needs to be on this. Let's see what that is. Treasure. Wow. What's going to happen is that you find out what it is that's repeating here in some way. I don't know how that is, but it's actually brings, it's a treasure inside you. It's like gives you better perspective, and you find the gold within you, and you're able to kind of transmute this through this, like this alchemy kind of way, right? So you're able to see the situation a lot clearer. So this is beautiful. It's like finding the treasure in the situation or in the relationship. And this is saying is that that having maybe it's a trusted companion that you treasure. Maybe it's the relationship or the situation that you're. But this is saying is that what you can bring and what can you bring to the world today that's going to bring of great value, right? And this is saying there's an act of kindness. Maybe there's a financial recognition or some sort of reciprocity in a relationship or situation that it ends up being a treasure. So whatever that you find out, maybe here, some sort of solution comes that brings out a treasure, whether to you personally or in the relationship or in the situation, because you've got a little coin, right? There's this coin that's listed as a treasure, and it's about finding peace. It's like, you know, healing in this process and the ability to nurture the situation, right? And kind of it's like an inspired reward from it, you know? So, yeah, that's what this is saying. Yeah, this is being replenished, that you are recognizing the beautiful value in you. Many of you, that might be the case. Some of you might be seeing not only the value in you, but also the value in another, or in another situation, and you're seeing both sides of that, that it brings a treasure out. Okay, so that's beautiful. And then lastly, what is it that you really need to know? What is it that you really need to know? Okay, what is it that you really need to know? Wow, that there's potential to create the alchemy to transform this, right? There's a little child within there. Instead of crouching in fear, you have the potential to stand up for what it is, anything less than equal footing, nothing less than equal footing. Make a change, get rid of the fear, and move forward in your life and orchestrate a life that you so desire, right? Because she's like orchestrating, right? So, but there's a little child there that's kind of stepping away and cowering in fear. And this is saying you're getting rid of the fear. Okay, so this is really good. Okay, and for those of you interested in getting rid of the fear, beyond the read. Okay, so do check that out. So I'm going to clarify this. What wants to come out? Symbolism is going to be key. Look for key symbols, repetition, animal totems, key symbols, different colors, synchronicities that are happening. They have something to tell you. So when you see that, and it seems to be coming up for you, this is saying is that it has something to tell you. It wants you to meditate on that and ask yourself, what is the deeper meaning of that? Okay, so symbolism will be really important for you. Anything else on what you need to know? What is it that you need to know? Wisdom. Oh, this is beautiful. So this is sage. So maybe you're getting wisdom from someone else, or you're gaining the wisdom within yourself. But I really, truly believe that this is about the wisdom that is gained through self-experience. That tower moment, that is the wisdom gained for both sides in this situation, right? And it's really getting you grounded, right? It's that groundedness and giving you confidence. That's that root chakra, that red, and then that solar plexus chakra. This is really beautiful. Okay, well, I hope that this resonated with you, Leo, in some way. So please note your comments below, and I look forward to seeing you in the month of December. Okay, until then, namaste.